असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय सर्वेषां स्वस्ति भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखमाप्नुयात् ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् पूर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः ॐ तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ यश्छन्दसाम् ऋषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्यो अध्यमृतात् संबभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्याम भूरि विश्रुवं ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय आवहन्ति वितन्वाना कुर्वाणाचीर आत्मनः ॐ अमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिण स्वाहा ॐ दमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिण स्वाहा ॐ शमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिण स्वाहा ॐ विमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिण स्वाहा ॐ प्रमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिण स्वाहा ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः I would like you to meditate 10 minutes. Close your eyes. Take a comfortable posture. Keep your head in the center of the body. Broad shoulders, backbone straight in its natural pose. Samam kayam shiro jiva. Body should be perfectly balanced. The weight of the body should be equally distributed on two sides. When you are equally balanced, you are Shiva and Parvati. In the moments of meditation, you forget you have a body, you forget that you are born here, you forget that you have a past or present or future. As if you have no past, no present, no future. You are just you. But you should be dropped, why should be dropped, and be as if. The I should not know what the I does. Try to annihilate yourself, negate yourself. As the butter melts under sunlight, so should we be able to drop ourselves. It is known as Samarpan Sharanagati, or self-surrender. Feel that you do not exist. It's hard to believe. It is so. The I does not know the I itself. Get rid of your knowledge, your past, your present, your future. How to sustain ourselves. Focus your mind on your breath. And vice versa. Breath on mind. Repeat the statement of scriptures that nobody lives, only God lives. We are only parts, limbs, fraction of it. Can mind stay without thoughts? Can mind stay without feelings? Without feelings, without thoughts, you will not feel that you are living. You feel I am dead. Like one who dies in it. You feel on your breath. His body is only like a bottle. Air is inside. Inhale and exhale, only to avoid distraction. This air or breath is known as Brahman. Namaste Vayu from Pratyaksham Brahmasmi. O Lord of air, thou art Brahman. Thou art God. If you really believe that God is in you, you will never sin. God does not harm anybody. God loves all beings, irrespective of their size, color, creed. All lives are His life. God is no second to anyone. first or the only one. Human mind gives different names and shapes. Feel that God in your breath, because we have no control over our mind, nor body, nor life. Ground your mind into your breath, as if mind and breath are one and the same. Usually one reserves a portion for himself. Give it up to God. Do not expect anything. We suffer because we have expectations. In meditation, give up all your expectations. Just meditate on emptiness. No more meditation on breath. Meditate on empty sky, empty mind. As if mind has no substance, no thoughts to change. निर्विचार वैशारथ्य आध्यात्मिक साधन. Make your mind completely thoughtless. Meditate on void, big zero, or emptiness. Meditate on your concept of Godhood. Meditate on your personal deity. Meditate on an object which your mind loves most, whatever it is. What man thinks he becomes. Meditate on Godhood according to your own ideas. Feel the presence of divinity all around you, just like air is around you. Feel as if you are bathing in the grace of God. God is like sunshine. Seek the grace of God. Feel that you are in His presence. Feel that He never leaves you alone. You are always guided, protected by that God. You pray for His grace, pray in your own words, in silent corner of your pray silently and express your wish or desire of life. Seek grace. We are all children of God for eternity. What you need is for life. No more meditation with your eyes closed. Again, empty your mind. No more meditation on God or prayers. As if your mind is as vacuum. Nothing is inside. No thoughts, no prayers, no meditation. Let your mind be empty. We close our meditation with 3 chantings of the Lord. Please join us. Take a deep breath in, chant Om, and meditate on the sound vibration. With closed eyes, you rub your palm, warm your palms, apply to your eyes, forehead, face, and other ailing parts of your body. You do it 3 times for your physical, astral, and mental body. Just change your posture and open your eyes. Hari Om. Good morning. नमो देव्यै महादेव्यै शिवायै सततं नमः। नमः प्रकृत्यै भद्रायै नियता प्रणता स्मताम्। रौद्रायै नमो नेत्यायै गौर्यै धात्रै नमो नमः। ज्योत्स्नायै चेन्दुरूपिण्यै सुखायै सततं नमः। कल्याण्यै प्रणतामृत्यै सिद्ध्यै कुर्मो नमो नमः। नैऋत्यै भूभृतां लक्ष्मै शर्वाण्यै ते नमो नमः। दुर्गायै दुर्गपारायै सारायै सर्वकारिण्यै ख्यात्यै तथैव कृष्णायै धूम्रायै सततं नमः। अतिसौम्यातिरौद्रायै नतास्तस्यै नमो नमः। नमो जगत्प्रतिष्ठायै देव्यै प्रीत्यै नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु विष्णुमायेति शब्दिता। Everybody join. नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु चेतनेत्यभिधीयते नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु बुद्धिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु निद्रारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु क्षुधारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु छायारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु कृष्णारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु जातिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु लज्जारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु श्रद्धारूपेण संस्थिता
नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः।
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु कान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता
नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः।
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु लक्ष्मीरूपेण संस्थिता
नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः।
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु वृद्धिरूपेण संस्थिता
नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः।
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु स्मृतिरूपेण संस्थिता
नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः।
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु दयारूपेण संस्थिता
नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः।
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु तुष्टिरूपेण संस्थिता
नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः।
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता
नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः।
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु भ्रान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता
नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः।
इन्द्रियाणाम् अधिष्ठात्री भूतानां चाखिलेषु या भूतेषु सततं तस्यै व्याप्तिदेव्यै नमो नमः। चितिरूपेण या कृष्णम् एतद्व्याप्य स्थिता जगत् नमस्तस्यै नमस्तस्यै
नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः।
श्रुतासुरैः पूर्वमभीष्टसंशया तथा सुरेन्द्रेण दिनेषु सेविता करोतु सा नः शुभहेतुरीश्वरी शुभानि भद्राण्यभिहन्तु चापदम् या साम्प्रतं चोदतदैत्यतामितैरस्माभिरीशा च सुरैर्नमस्यते या च स्मृता तत् क्षणमेव हन्ति नः सर्वापदोभक्तिविनम्रमूर्तिः सर्वापदोभक्तिविनम्रमूर्तिः त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव गजाननं भूतगणाभिसेवितं कपित्तजम्बूफलचारुभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम् सजयति सिन्दूरवदनो देवो यत्पादपङ्कजस्मरणम् वासरमणिरिव तमसां राशीनाशयति विज्ञानम् ब्रह्मा मुरारिस्त्रिभ्रान्तकारी भानु शशि भूमिसुतौ गुरश्च गुरु शुक्र शनिराहुकेतवः सर्वे ग्रहाः शान्तिकरा भवन्तु सर्वे ग्रहाः शान्तिकरा भवन्तु सर्वे ग्रहाः कुरु मम सुप्रभातम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं Krishnam Vande Jagadguru, Krishnam Vande Jagadguru, Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Karpura Gauram Karunavataram Sansara Saram Bhujagendraharam Sada Vasantam Hridayarvinde Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gaganasatrisam Meghavarnam Shubhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalayanam Yogivirdhyanagamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavabhayaharam Sarvadokaikanadam Sarvadokaikanadam Neelambujamalkomalangam Sita Samaropitagamabhagam Panau Mahasayakacharuchapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatam Manojavam Marutatulyavekam Jitendriyam Bodhimatam Varishtam Vatamajam Vanarayutamokhyam Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadye Shri Ramadutam Shirasa Namami Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Ajnanatimiraandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Nityam Shuddham Nirabhasam Nirakaram Niranjanam Nityabodham Chidanandam Gurur Brahma Namamyam Dhyanamoolam Gururmurti Punjamulam Gurupadam Mantramoolam Gururvakyam Mokshamoolam Gurudeva Mokshamoolam Gurudeva Mokshamoolam Gurudeva Shubham Bhavatu Kalyanam Arogyam Pushtivardhanam Atmatattva Prabodhaya Deepajyotir Namostute Deepajyotir Namostute Deepajyotir Namostute Om Shanti Shanti How many minutes? 50? 10? Oh, that's it. Now I'm awake. Sleep and dream are most beautiful. If I have to select between food and sleep and dreams, I select my dreams and sleep, not food. We are here to dream. The whole world is known as a great dream. Super one dream or cosmic dream, and we are here only to dream. Sleep is always very beautiful. Everybody likes to rest, relax, and you love the world very much, but you cannot enjoy the world 24 hours. You have to withdraw yourself at night and fall asleep, and then your senses are not into this world. They don't know where you are, what you are. You are dreaming, you are relaxing. The mind goes away from this. When we love our money here, possessions are there, why should we sleep? I question myself. If you love the world, You should never sleep. We love our family. We have so many loves that we have to withdraw ourselves. We leave this world behind and go. This is the greatest proof can give to you about his identity. To be, this is identity. We cannot stay in this world all the time. We must go away to our homes or somewhere else. This is the wisdom of the Vedas, that once a sage needed money in his ashram. Then he was getting old and he had many disciples, and one disciple was just like him, very knowledgeable, great. Then he called his people that you go to the kingdom, go to the king, and give him sermons, enlighten his mind. And it is a tradition in India that when saints and sages are invited or they come, they are always offered food, fruits, flowers, or money, and whatever they need, something is offered to them. Yesterday, Shama brought flowers. And I said, is it for Mickey? Give it to Mickey. She said, no, yeah, here men are not given flowers. Only ladies are given. Then I realized, okay, I receive flowers because I am a lady. Men are not given flowers. But in India it is tradition. We don't use flowers, but we use garlands. Garland is offered to deities, gods, men, anybody you want to respect, you want to show your love, and you will offer the garland. The sage sent his pupil to the king's court, and when that disciple arrived in the court, he was welcomed by the king, and he said that I should have had come myself for your blessing, but I am very fortunate that you have blessed. And he was welcomed, and then he started his satsang discourses. And whatever he said, the king negated it. No, it is not so. He said that if you want to see God, then God has created sun. Sun is equal to God. He said, no, it is not equal to God. He said, moon is divine grace. It is created by God. Therefore, moon should represent Godhood. Air, water, he mentioned everything. And the king negated it. Whatever you say, it may be true, but I don't believe it is not God. The discourse was over, and the disciple felt that I have not satisfied the king's thirst for knowledge, and I have no right to receive him. It is a system of Vedas, or it is Vedic instruction, that don't receive anything unless you have obliged him so. And saints and sages, they devote their life for the enlightenment of people, for the welfare of the people. That is. Then he thought that I should not take anything from king, and he returned without taking anything. When he came empty-handed, the sage inquired, why you didn't have satsang, you didn't give a discourse, you didn't enlighten king on the religious, spiritual subjects. He said, I tried my best, but king was not satisfied. Then he didn't offer you anything. He said, he did offer, but I didn't take it. I didn't bring it. Why? Because I couldn't satisfy it. The Guru said that you have done right. And it seems that king is in possession of some knowledge which I don't have, because I have given you all my teachings and you know everything and you did very well, but it seems that king knows something which we do not know. We are Brahmins, we are engaged only into religious worship, but not in behavior. We don't know what is worldly behavior, how to interact with this world. and how to mm, deal with this world or its problem. We don't know. And it seems that king knows more than us. And I should go, and you stay at home, and I'll go. Then he came with Samhita in his hand. Samhita means application form. Or in ancient time, they used to bring some fuel wood for fire worship, and that will be that I'm coming for learning, not for teaching. And he came with Samhita in his hand. When king rushed to greet him, he said, "Why did you take the trouble to come here? I should have had come. I'm very sorry I gave trouble to you." He said, "No, I have come to learn something from you." He said, "No, I have to learn from you. You are a great sage. You are my family priest. You are my guru. I'm very blessed, fortunate that you have come here." And he was offered all welcome. When he was seated, and he inquired that, "Okay, it seems that you have some you are in possession of some knowledge which we don't have. I have come for that, and will you please give me that knowledge?" When my disciple was well versed in the scriptures, he came and he gave you discourses, but you were not satisfied. I would like to know. King said that he said that sun is God, moon is God, air is God, and I said no, that is not God. Then who is God and where is he? What is he? The king said that please come with me. If you take the trouble of coming with me, then I'll show you. Then king showed him the way, and they went to a room where somebody was sleeping. Then the king said that, "Do you know what is it?" He said, "Yes, a man is sleeping." Then who is sleeping? When man is sleeping, who is sleeping? Who sleeps? He said, "The man, who is the man? Who sleeps?" And what is the difference between man and what is sleep? Who is dreaming? Who sleeps? Actually, who is there? The body is only a piece of meat, of flesh. It doesn't have its own knowledge. It doesn't have its own personality. If the brain is dead, the body doesn't function. If we fall asleep, we don't know what is happening. If you are under drugs or morphia or something, then we are not aware of ourselves. This body is only an instrument, and the real person who is behind it is the soul or the consciousness. And that consciousness is one with God, or it is a fraction of God. That is the person. The same story is done in prayers also. I chanted some prayers to the Divine Mother, and that also explains the same. When you said Namastasya, Namastasya, you followed me, and it has the same scriptural story in different words. First it says that I offer my salutations to that God who is residing in all atoms in the form of Vishnu, and I offer my salutations. Then what is that Vishnu? Who is that Vishnu? Whom do we call Vishnu? And the answer is given in the second verse. That Vishnu is none else but only consciousness itself. Atom has energy. The energy itself is known as mother. Atom is atom because there is energy. And energy is known as female always. Why it is called female, that we have to debate. But energy is always addressed as female. Why? Because energy is the cause of creation. Without energy you cannot cook. Without energy you cannot drive your car. Without energy you cannot do anything. Nothing will happen in this world if there is no energy, the power. But power and its container both go together, and they are known as Shiva and Shakti. Like glass and milk. You cannot have milk without a glass. How can water be contained without a container? And water and container go together. There should be a bowl of earth, and then ocean is there. If there is nothing, it will not be held like that. Then nothing can be held in this world unless there is a container. An egg shell and the egg inside, or chicken, both are one and the same. We cannot separate. Who is first? The seed is first or the tree is first? Without tree, we cannot have seeds. Without seeds, we cannot have trees. We may argue, that is all for argument's sake, but the truth behind it, we have to see that what is the truth, what is the message, that they are inseparable. You take a bean and open it, then inside there are two parts. Then this is known as Shiva and Parvati, that everything is two in itself. It looks one, but actually it is two within. And without two within, it cannot be one also. This is the message. Vishnu is none else but the consciousness, Chaitanya iti abhidhiyate. I offer my salutations to that supreme consciousness which is overpowering all of us. Man is man because he is very conscious of it. Or humans are humans because we are conscious of what we are. That is the grace. And then it says, what is consciousness? And it says that consciousness, if you really want to feel, if you really want to know, that is your hunger. Or it is your intellect. You feel through your intellect. Buddhi Rupa. And I offer my salutation to my intelligence itself. And intelligence is named as Parvati, separate. When the seeds are separated, or two halves are separated, then one is intellect. And intellect is always known as Uma or Parvati. Your wife or you are wedded to your intellect. Your intellect is living the life. Who are you? You are your intelligence, nothing else you are. And that is your wife. Soul's wife is intelligence. That buddhi, how do we see? Or when we become very proud of our intelligence, then it fails us. And immediately we are egoistic, and buddhi becomes egoistic. It acquires the power of the world, or begins to feel that I am very powerful. The moment it begins to feel, we fall asleep or we are helpless. Intellect cannot help. Intellect is the helper and intellect is the barrier. Arvind quoted, and since childhood, I like this line. Intellect is the helper and intellect is the barrier. Both. We can use the intellect, but we cannot depend on it. If you have worries and problems, if you go on thinking, nothing helps. When you have sorrow in your heart, you may have lot of knowledge of scriptures, but it doesn't help. When you are full of anger within yourself, I don't know why people are angry and where it comes from and where it goes. And that anger is uncontrollable, though you have intellect. Your knowledge doesn't help like that, or people's knowledge doesn't help. It is all gone into sleep or it makes you dumb and deaf, and you are not aware of your inner self. That is called sleep. What is that divine power? From Vishnu we start, then you come to consciousness, then you come to intellect, then to sleep. Then who is that God? Who is that power? Where is that power? And it says that Shuddha is your power. Through Shuddha, through your hunger, you will know that you are alive, you have consciousness. And you offer your salutations to that divine power, which is in each and every life, and every life is moving because it is hungry. The moment we know that we can live without food, nobody will do anything in the world because we don't need anything. When hunger is the propelling force, it gives you fuel, it gives you desires, it gives you senses of feelings or passions. Food is the passion. Our first passion is the food, and we cannot renounce it. It's such a great passion. We don't eat to live, but we live to eat. We love, we have so much McDonald's business, pizza business, they are so attractive, and we are trapped. And those big signs, big attractions, ice cream and things, is the root cause of illness. Everybody is into healing, everybody is into curing people, therapy and things, and it bothers me. To me, it seems as if they are big monsters, and we are fall sick because of it. There is the need for hospitals. People spend lots on hospitals. In India, it is a fad. Hospitals are built and people have money for hospitals, but they have no money for keeping it clean, no money for cleaning. But hospitals and doctors, too many doctors. I'm scared of doctors and healers, and I feel that even if I take the name, I will fall sick. When we fall in love with food and we invite all the companies of food, and so there are two sides. Food is Brahma also, God Himself. God Himself became grain because to survive the lives which He has created. Without food we cannot live also. But food is the cause of birth, food is the cause of joy, food is the cause of happiness, growth, beauty, young age, youth, everything. Food gives you all that. You love your youth. But food is the cause of old age, sickness, decay, and death. Because of food. If we could control our thoughts for food, probably one can live 700 years. So I have no desire to live, which I think that it is possible. It can be. And one should do research on that. What is good for life? This flesh. We are still not aware. Then Ayurveda, science of Ayurveda explains to you that it says so many things that you can't experiment on your little body. How many medicines, how many things. That Agni Puran should be studied, those who are interested in research. That is the root of Ayurveda. People have fad for Ayurveda nowadays in America. There is some fad always going on. And that has mentioned many things. And many roots and herbs are unavailable. You can't find them. And when you are given something, whether it is real herb or artificial or synthetic or chemical compound, nobody knows. And herbs, real herbs are not available because they need certain climate, certain kind of soil, certain atmosphere, and we are now growing everything chemically grown. Whether it has all the properties of the original herbs, which I doubt because I know through my experience food that what I eat, I smell like that. You eat mango, you smell like mango. You eat anything and the body smells like that. The soil and climate also has to do something. Shuddha is your consciousness. Then you become, here the soul is descending. He's changing his form, just like we change our robes. Then soul is being dressed into material clothes. When you become a flesh person, you know nothing except enjoyment. Shuddha represents our sense of enjoyment, that we are passionate beings. We always want to feed our senses, appease our thirst, hunger, like that, and we are worldly involved. World gets into us. World, we begin to believe in the world so much that we cannot live without it. And this is ignorance. The soul comes down and it is wrapped up in ignorance, packed up, and we forget ourselves. We forget our real identity. What is flesh? Which means a space. And whatever is here, it is light and dark. If there is light, you can see something. If there is no light, you can't see anything. And it has a shadow. And this is explanation or just a name. We offer our salutations to the shadows. Chaya Rupena Samstapa. Namastatsai, Namastatsai. Means We are in relation to the world. We have body needs a house, a bed, table, chair, and this, and we are grossly involved into material passions. Next comes that when we become very conscious of our flesh. My time is up. Conscious of ourselves, then we feel proud of our energy. Shakti Rupayana Samstha. We believe in material energy too much, that it can move mountains. Everything can be done here and there. And I'll close my story here. That this is the story of descent of the soul that he becomes. And how to return, that is known as Nivritti Marg. This is all Pravritti Marg. The whole life of creation is like a circle. Half of the circle is climbing down, comes down. We become too material. From spiritualhood, we descend and we come to the point of materialism, and we are engrossed into materialism, negative. Then we begin to search. When we have pain, we begin to search, and we start spiritual life. Then that is our return journey, and how to come. And ultimately, the last verse says, when you have realized everything, that you are Krishna, means you have too many passions. Krishna's body is full of passions. Shanti means turbulence. We always like excitement. We disturb ourselves, and then we call it is joy. It is enjoyment. It is all stupidity. Means what is going to disturb our nerves, we say that it is joy. When we disturb ourselves, then we become race, clans. Then we are attached to our race. Then we begin to have a sense of shame, pride, and this is honorable, this is dishonorable. We make classifications, rich, poor, good, bad, all these classifications. And then when you seek truth, and you are looking for, you are thirsty now. You want peace, you want happiness, you want to be quiet, you want to meditate, then Shanti, prayer is offered. Then when you desire for peace, the peace cannot come unless you cultivate Shraddha, devotion. Then divine thing is born, Shraddha, the divine feeling sprouts in your heart. You begin to respect or love God or spiritual things, Shraddha. As soon as you have love for God or divine things, then you glow with that happiness, Kanti Rupa. As soon as you have to begin to glow with that, everything is on the tip of your fingers. Lakshmi comes to you. You will have all without desiring it. You don't desire it, but it comes. When it all caves in, you don't want it because you don't need it. But then it comes to you, Lakshmi. Then all this, you realize that what is this? It is nothing else but a ray of my consciousness. A little desire. What is it all? What thing brings it all together? Whether it is materialism or spirit, it is only a thought, a spark of thought, a spark of consciousness. And vritti rupena samstha. When you come to Raju, that it is all vritti. In moods we spend our time and days at this mood, that mood, and it was all just mood. You got everything according to your moods. And vritti rupena. And what are vrittis? We try to preserve it as long as possible in the form of memories. They enjoy by preserving things, by having bank balance, house in my name, this and that. Then smriti. It is actually nothing else but a ray of consciousness. Nothing belongs to nobody, but we feel that it belongs to. It is all our social, political arrangement which makes us believe that it belongs to. Smriti. When you begin to realize that it is all thought or ray of consciousness and nothing else, that manifests, that blows, just like soap bubbles. They blow, they become big, and they are gone. And it was all your consciousness which has manifested all these things. You will have compassion and love for God. When you begin to realize that all things are just thought waves, and you will have love for people. You would like to distribute your love, your happiness, your knowledge, and you share it with all people. You enjoy it. You love life, all people. Compassion. Compassion in action. And you realize that realization is in withdrawing yourself, self-contentment. Soul doesn't need the world to satisfy itself. Soul can create many universes. Soul can create many heavens for itself. And it is all within the soul which has sprouted out. When tushti comes, contentment comes to you, then you realize that all is caused because of one divine energy. The divine energy was the cause for everything, and that is known as mother power or female power, energy power. Energy is known as mother. Then Matri Rupena Samstita Namastasya Namastasya Namastasya. We offer our salutations to the cause of the universe, the mother power. And what is that mother power? And then you have realized everything. And you realize that it was all nothing but a play, like a child plays with a toy and breaks it and gets rid of it. And all is illusion, the last passage. And like that, all is illusion, nothing but an experience, just like one day gone. And because your one life experience is one day's experience which you got, and you are one with that eternity. Thank you very much for listening to the satsang. And morning hours are always devoted to those thoughts which will uplift our lives. And spiritual thoughts are like wheels. They make your burden very light. No matter how heavy the life is, but spiritual thoughts always uplift your mind and make your life burden very light. You don't feel it. You enjoy, and you feel that you have got a ticket to visit this world, and you have to get it. Then you own now permission to leave or stay?
Paramanasa.